Well, I just got really skunked in a great way. And I'm now 100% closer to what I want to do up in these hills. Use my collar, hike my backpack in. I just carry the pack no matter what. And the pack today had straps and saws and things because I set out a trail cam. So I'm at a locked gate. I'm not going to disclose it. It's not public. It's not private information, but the bitchin' thing about this lock gate is around the corner, there's two massive trees, like fucking fatties. Like you can't chainsaw them unless you're a logger. And there are two of them in a row blocking the trail. So there's no KDM access. There's no side-by-side access. And I didn't see a boot print on the ground, which is cool. On the way up, I'm only hiking 10 minutes up because I'm just setting a trail cam. All I want to do is gather information on who's out there, when they're out there, what time they're out there, like who, right? Who, what, when, and where. And fucking elk scat the entire track up. It's an old overgrown logging road. They haven't used it in a long time. There's no tire tracks. Like I said, there's no boot tracks. And it rained recently, so you would know, like, who's out here. And now that I'm setting trail cams, or a trail cam, I'm going to get a couple more. Don't tell Jenny. I'm looking at every tree like, who the fuck is out here, right? Like, I'm literally looking at every tree. And I've come to realize if it's hard, people won't do it. If they have to hike for it, people won't do it. So this trail just goes straight up. Like, it goes straight up, around the corner, straight up, around the corner, straight up. I only went up 15 minutes, but it's fucking kick your ass. Then I got to a point where I'll post another video where there was a scratch trail up the side of the embankment, and it had wolf paw prints in it. And like, that's not a dog, because nobody else's boot prints are out here. So I'm like, oh bitch. And so I put my trail cam like kind of facing like that little slot that they're going up and down. And you can tell they're going up and down and up and down and up and down. So all said and done, that's cool. I decide, because in my backpack, I'm carrying the Revolt e-collar system, you know, the speaker, got the remote control. I go, you know what? We're up here. We're 60 miles up the hill. Let's just send it and see what happens. So I get myself up this like little bend in the road, the logging road, and it's just a little tiny logging road. Like, and I get myself in this little bend, I get myself up this little draw. I'm sitting there. And I start calling in. I let out off the electronic collar a couple of like long howls, challenging howls, and I just go silent for like 30 minutes. And then went straight to rabbit in distress, 2 calls in a row, dead silence. And then I pulled out my little howler. And I don't know the combination yet. I don't know what's working. But then I wait. And then I start looking behind me because I'm on this perch, you know, above the curve in the road. And I'm on this perch. I'm like, man, if these bitches are going to come down from above, I'm going to be so bummed. And then I hear that thump, the thump, the thump. Like, we have a huge dog. She's 105 pounds. When she runs across, like, tundra grass, like, you hear it. It's like a horse. It's like a Kentucky Derby, like, the thump, the thump. I hear this, the thump, thump. I turn, and right there, 50 yards from me, is a red and brown mixed colored wolf. Fucking looking right at me. And I'm camoed out. I'm camoed out right now. I'm camoed out. Camoed out. I quickly ditched my glasses because they don't work with my scope. But which I later figured out, or after that, I tuned the two of them together so I don't have to do that. And I fucking presented my rifle, and I got it in the crosshairs, and it went, ka-choo, and it was gone. And I was like, God dang. What was brutal was the thing startled me. I heard the thump, the thump, the thump coming down the hill. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucking and I turned and got on my knees. I was kind of behind some trees. I'm in camo. And it just stopped and stared right at me. Broadside, though. It was like broadside on the hill. All I had to do was have my shit ready. Boom, I would have dropped that thing. But the cool part is that entire little hillside, not only was there like bedding areas everywhere for elk and elk scatter, there was wolf shit everywhere. So I'm like, it's like that Foghorn Leghorn commercial where they clock in and the dog clocks out and they're like, good morning, Fred. Good morning, Joe. do they take a break from killing each other? Because literally this whole hillside was like just lit up with like, okay, you sleep over there, I'll sleep over here. In the morning, I'm going to eat your shit and you're going to run away. And I was like, God dang. But the cool part is I'm 100% closer now because I haven't seen a wolf yet. Haven't been able to call one in. And I don't know what the combination is. I don't know if the combination was the lone wolf howl 3 times and then I waited 30 minutes. I don't know if it was the 2 rabbit calls and then I waited 10 minutes. I don't know if it was a grab the thing off your neck and I have no idea. But sure as shit, when I turned around after hearing that coming down like a steep hill, I realized, fuck, man, I was actually startled. I wasn't scared because I'm holding a rifle. Like I'm the killer. And, but man, it was like, that was real. It was like staring at me right now and it was close. It was 50 yards. Like you could have dropped it with your Daisy Rider BB gun, but now that I know where they are, I put the camera up there on this little slough where they're using the trail a lot. And I'll come back up here. Today's Wednesday. I'll come back up here Friday afternoon. I'll bring the missus because she's got to see this shit. I think she's going to trip out. I honestly can guarantee that SD card is going to be filled with crazy fucking big North America big game. And like I said, I was startled. I literally got to present my arm. And here's my thing. When I'm hiking my rifle out here, it is racked and it's on safety. All you got to do is click it off to fire and boom. And I just didn't have that shot. I could have just shot, but then you ruin your spot. And it was interesting because I didn't want to leave. Now it's 3:45 and this happened at 2:00. I just sat. I actually moved over because my calling device, the little electronic thing right here, they talk to each other from 100 yards away. So I moved way over to a bedding area that I found that I thought was going to be a wolf bedding area, but no, there was elk scat everywhere. But there was fucking wolf shit everywhere. I'm like, how are these fuckers living together? And I sat there for a good hour, hour and a half, just because I couldn't leave, not thinking that red wolf was going to show back up. Because once he spotted me, or he or she spotted me, they're like, yeah, later, dude. But just the realm of the whole thing is just I'm new to this, dudes and dudettes. I'm fucking new to this. I'm a rookie hunter. So I'm going to make every mistake. I'm going to get winded. My shit's going to stink. I don't have the right smell, I don't care. But I know that I called one in and it fucking came bounding down the hill. While I was looking downhill, I'm looking the other way. I'm literally going to be I'm like this the whole time. Okay. So I think you got to get yourself up against a perch that's impenetrable. Your back has to be impenetrable if you're going to call them in. They can't be able to come down on you. And yeah, that fucker came down on me. But it was broadside. It was red wolf. And I was startled. I'm not going to lie on the size of it. And it wasn't huge. It's a 90, 100 pounder, but it was like you look at me and go, whoa, whose fucking dog is that? That's a fucking big dog. Whose dog is that? And that's what it was. And so I've been out 2 or 3 times. Haven't seen anything today. That happened at 2:05 p.m. So now I'm like, okay, do you hunt them in the morning? Do you hunt them in the afternoon? Do you hunt them in the middle of the day? Like, I have no idea. I'm still learning, and it's a journey. And but it was crazy to have one like almost in my sights, you know, like I presented it. And now that I have my prescription glasses tuned in with my scopes and I don't have to take anything off, I can just present it and go, poof. But man, that thing was gone in 1 second. Over 2 logs and gone. And I watched it, and then I couldn't even, it's so thick up here. It's just not like anything I've ever seen. It's just the thickest forest in the world. Maybe not the world, but anyways, I'm going to head back down the hill. I've got my camera set up. It's on. I'm going to bring Jenny back on Friday. Because Friday, yeah, then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh, but I'm going to bring her back, and we can slide the SD card into this device that plugs into my phone, and then we can see like who the hell was walking by. And I'm sure because there was so much activity in that area that we're going to be kind of tripping. So anyways, I'm pretty excited that just to have like something that majestic so close to you. Coyotes are one thing. Coyotes will come right up and eat out of your hand. You know, you're camping in Joshua Tree and all that. And you're like, oh, a coyote. Give him fucking PB&J. But this was a red. This thing was red. And had more red than brown. And God, for a second, I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're going to get that. And there was, shoo. Nope. So that's on me. Stop looking downhill. I don't think they're going to come up. You know, I think they're always going to go, what the fuck is down here? So I think you're going to have to turn. But I don't know. Maybe someday I'll write a book on it after I've shot 30. But now I'm reading the book on the guy who shot like, 1. Have a good night, y'all.